Hey folks, welcome to Tuesday, the 27th of December 2021. And what an amazing move we've had on equities this morning. The DAX up 1.6%, SPOO's up 1.12, Dow up 0.82%. Really a nice coordinated move across the board on equities in both Europe leading the way and US following suit. And really, this has to be pinned down to what has been a rise in of 8% on iron ore futures in the overnight session, um, leading the way really for then Australia to have a really good session. Also, Asia to have a really good session. So you're seeing generally that sentiment has followed through. I think there is a little smattering of the dissipation of the Omicron variant risk here in these markets. So, you did see buying come in yesterday on these equities. So, that's a fundamental picture out of the way. Getting on to the technical picture, which is where we love to be. You can see here a bit of a massive bull flag forming on the euro, bear flag forming on the dollar. It's a really tricky picture to trade, but you will be looking to buy the lows and sell the highs on these channels that we have in these respective currency pairs. You can see the DAX here just breaking out above that trend that it would be for compression area it had been forming. But let's get on to the US, where we can kind of look to make some money later on today. So the Nasdaq, as you can see, also jumping in on the party, up 1.66%, similar to the DAX. I think this push above the 16,000, big move for the Nasdaq. Yesterday, a bit of selling down onto this trend that you had from those kind of two low points on the Monday session. Then came back to sneak in a little bit of selling below, but got shut down essentially. And then you can see, boom, up we go into and above the 16,000 level. So for me, really swinging out of the lows on this third arrow here, the target is going to be 16,376. Now, it's hard to get on that trade with very tight risk. And, really down here is the area to be trying to get on that trade. I just think selling yesterday with the Omicron variant dissipating, or that risk certainly dissipating. I think the big announcement yesterday that helped for the longs was the European Union looking to relax travel restriction rules, given the data that they're seeing about Omicron. So, that was a bit of a catalyst to then, have a positive tone towards equities coming into the session. And sure enough, that's what we got. So that's the Nasdaq. I think a pullback onto the 16,000 could be a bit ugly because, as we've seen before here, it just hasn't really respected that level. It's only on here because it is a big psychological handle for this market. That's why it's here. I think a pullback, really, you'd probably want to be looking to somewhere like around the 15,912s for a long. Even this sort of interim high point from yesterday's close and the reopen on trade, the electronic opening price 15,897 and a quarter for the long. So that's what I like about this market. I don't see shorts. I don't see any shorts here, to be honest. I want to be going with this sentiment, which is on the long side. So that's notwithstanding headline risk of somebody saying or doing something. You did see Tesla down 20% off of the highs so far yesterday. Really red letter day for Tesla. Looking at the Nasdaq on the daily, this is what you get. This is actually the weekly bar. You can see that support 15,701 and a quarter eventually coming in yesterday. Nice level to risk off of there. If we zoom in, this is a 60-minute. I don't usually take trades off of a 60-minute chart, but if you were using 15-minute in conjunction with this, you could easily get in on the longs there at 4:30 yesterday and then riding this trade in. Now, it's all very simple in hindsight, right? But we do monitor and sit on these markets each and every day in this Dugan Capital Discord. So weekly bars, target 16,376 on the highs. That's really all I'm seeing here. for the Nasdaq. Looking over on the Spoozy Doozy, you can see here on the daily. Not really. Well, yeah, I mean, look, the 45.90s coming in as support there yesterday. I was actually looking yesterday at the potential of the 44.72s trading, and I had a different level that I had to reorganize here, but similar area just below the 100 EMA on today's S3. I think there is good support. Should we have a sell off down to there? And I really don't see that level trading today at all. Um, I think we've had a good push this morning so far, so we may want to take back a wee bit of that to the 45.90s again in trade today. But given that we resolved this area quite well in the Asia Pac session, I don't know if we technically need to come back and pick up some buyers here. But I do see some support there and on the 50 EMA that we got yesterday. So that's what I'm looking at for the SPOOs. There are some upper levels there as well, just to make you aware of. This high on Wednesday, it's double top highs around 46.50s. And Monday, this high here, it's like an excess high really on the daily bar, isn't it? On Monday, coming in quite late, 7:30 GMT at 46.69 and 3/4. I think these levels will be a bit turbulent for the longs, but I think generally we are going to get up through there and target towards the all-time high 47.40 and a half. Now that's a hell of a move. I don't think we're going to get that today. We could do, but I think generally the market might be a little quieter than that. On the slate for the data today, really we got Eurozone GDP in 20 minutes. And then we've got into the US session, non-farm productivity quarter on quarter at 1:30, just pre the market there. So really, it is a quiet session today. It is a quiet session out of the US data complex. So that's what I'm seeing. Now we've had a good morning basically, and I don't know if we're going to have an equally good afternoon. So let's see what we can get in the Dow. Lovely morning for the Dow, pushing up through the 100 yesterday, and then really not pulling back at all, really, onto this trend. I think because we haven't tested this trend area here as decent support, since it was fantastic resistance. See the resistance here from the highs put in August, September. And then we got back above there in October, pushed above, came back down. In late November, we pushed back up again. It tends to draw this market. I don't know. I mean, really, from what I can see here, technically, we definitely need to retest 35,426s. That should hold, actually, for support. If it doesn't, I'd be looking for longs in around the pivot, 35,107s on trend. And then look for that bid back off of there into what would be an attempt to test on this new sort of downtrend area here above, and I'll just mark that one up there. So yeah, that's what I see. But I think we could probably get up here, up to test this trend pretty early, to be honest, in today's session in the Dow. So the best trading has been in the Euro session so far. So I mean, I think we're probably going to finish today with the best trading done in the Euro session. Gold, yeah, lovely support on the 1779 spot. Threes flushing a little bit, but generally supported. Makes me believe that there's a little bit more risk left in this market. I don't really buy gold as the risk asset now. I believe crypto assets are that. I really do. So looking at oil as well. Oil's a fantastic. There has been fantastic trading off of the lows the last couple of days in oil. I've been a little bit unfocused in trading a lot of other markets, but lovely longs. The elite team are on longs from these two areas. Well, this area generally, that support that we've drawn up. It took a while to come in really as support. Flushing on the initial tests, really flushing out here. But eventually, once that shakeout was done, good support coming in late on Thursday's session and last Friday's session. So, I think target 73.98 on the upside. And actually looking at this from a technical perspective, given that we've had this pullback looks like it's done on the 200 EMA. Really, the 73.98 is a conservative target. I think, when you see these type of pullbacks, generally it does smash the recent high, which is up here around $84. So I'd actually be targeting 84 and above, swinging out of this area. So I'm going to leave this as a marked up area here. And as long as we can hold 65, 63s, I think that above 84 thesis holds. Yeah, what else are we looking at here? That's about it really for me for today. Cable, yeah, I'm not going to talk about cable. I think, well, yeah, okay, oh, well, all right, fine. Um, Cable on the daily chart here, we're looking at, really 33.52s. We're not able to hold that resistance, on the upper pricing there. If we break down on this daily, hold on a sec, we'll just lock this in. If we break down on this daily pattern below trend here, we're really opening up the jaws to what could be an additional 4% negative down to the 26.93s. The BOE, or sorry, JP Morgan now looking at a February rate hike from the Bank of England, and I think it can't come quick enough. Can't come quick enough. Otherwise, I think cable's going to really come off quite hard over the next 4 to 8 weeks. All right, so that's it for me for today. Please do join us in the Discord room, or else click to subscribe here on YouTube. And yeah, have a great week, and I'll be talking to you soon. Cheers.